It is day 5 of my 30-day Delulu challenge. Hi, I'm Chase Roberts. I'm a yoga teacher, world traveler, and interior detailer for cars. I've got lots of energy for life, and I'm figuring out my 20s as I go, and maybe you are too, and you want to follow along. Because it can get hard. It really can sometimes. And so day 5 of this 30-day delusional challenge is all about taking actions that you wouldn't normally do to become a new version of yourself, new version of yourself, to step into that version of you that you want to be. I want to level up. Who doesn't want to level up in their life? So part of that challenge was posting every single day on YouTube for 30 days. Even if I have no idea what to say, I'm showing up on this thing, okay? And we're gonna grow. We're gonna figure out along the way, and I hope maybe this inspires you to do something you've been putting off because you say, I'll do that later. No, this is 30 days of action. And so I've been doing affirmations, journaling, I don't know, meditation, yoga. I'm just trying it all. And to see really at the end of the 30 days, does it matter? Did it make a difference in my life? Am I a new person? I'm not too sure what's going to happen. So we're going to see how it goes. But today's story is all about when I decided that I wanted more for myself and more for my life. And maybe you're at that point in your life where you thought you had it figured out, or you thought this was it, or there's something missing in your life and you want more for yourself. Because I definitely hit that point probably 5 years ago. And I've done so much change and shifting to become this version of me that sits here today, who is very high energy, loud and proud. I wasn't always like this. I would sleep into 2 p.m., even 4 p.m., and I would go to work at 5. I was a server. And so it's okay to change. It's okay to want more for your life, and I'm here to tell you that. It's okay. So 5 years ago, I was 16 or 17, and I was serving. I started working at a bar at 14, and I was there for 7 years before I left, and I was working a lot, and I worked at a cafe as well. So my whole life was work. Even when I was in high school, I was really chasing the idea of money, the idea of working, the idea of being successful. I thought for the longest time, the more I worked, the more hours I put in, I would eventually feel complete, and I was working towards something. If I got a better job, if this happened, all of these ifs, these conditions for my life of like, but I didn't really know what I was working towards, because how could I know? How do you know what you're aiming for? And I think when you get that thing, it's not what you were looking for, and what you're looking for is actually within you, and you got to figure that out. So I learned that slowly, but I'm here and I'm still learning and growing. But I was really empty. When I would work like 12-hour days serving, running off my feet, I wasn't sleeping well. I was not eating well. I was not taking care of myself. I was putting all my energy into somebody else's business and somebody else's life. And I thought that would get me recognized. That would get me seen. That would make me feel fulfilled. And it wasn't. It left me feeling really exhausted, really burnt out, and really like not knowing what to look forward to in my life, because I was like, I'm making this money and what am I doing with it? Like, is this all that I'm supposed to do in life? Is just work? And I did love working. I think that was part of me ignoring my problems by working so much. And there's so many distractions that we take on because we want to avoid what we're feeling or avoid the questions we're asking ourselves. And so I asked myself for a long time, I'm like, why anybody would ask me to do something and I'd be like, yes, I'll do it for you. And I was constantly giving myself away over and over again without asking, what do I want? I felt bad for saying no, for standing up for myself, for wanting more for myself. And I had to realize that this is my life to take control of, and nobody else is coming to save you. Nobody is going to come and pick you up and say, this is what you need to do with your life, because only you know the answer. And so I had to ask myself, is this really how I want to continue for the next 7 years? Serving, working in hospitality, giving so much of my energy away to something that it wasn't mine. I wasn't building what I wanted to do. And I've always had this dream of helping people a little bit more than what I was doing. And I feel like that was a big part of my journey, but it still left me feeling lost. And so my big wake up turning point was when I did Tony Robbins UPW. And Tony Robbins is a very influential person if you don't know him. He has definitely changed a lot in my life. And so it was an event I did for 3 days. It was online. It's called Unleash the Power Within, and I did it with my mom and my aunt. And it was just about taking control over your life no matter what circumstances you're in, and really deciding what you want out of your life. And at that point, I wanted to move my body more. I wanted to have more energy. I wanted to have something for myself and like have purpose, have meaning in life, and like where I'm headed, because I didn't feel that way at the time, and I felt really lost in my life. And that is when I started traveling, and I started seeing just what's out there, and seeing that there is so much that you can give to the world, and that you can build, and that you can quite honestly do anything when you decide that you're going to go all in. So that was my catalyst, was listening to Tony Robbins and being like, you know what? I do want more for my life. I do want to have an impact. I do want to grow. I want to continue to get better and build and share my voice in whatever way that I can. And I talk about my struggle with anxiety because I know a lot of people have anxiety in life, and I dealt with it for a good 14 years of my life, having no voice, being scared to talk, being scared to be seen, being scared to put myself out there. And I can share my story with high energy now because I've put in the work, and I've really realigned myself to where I'm supposed to be going, and put myself on the path for me, my path, and not anyone else's path. And just reclaiming back my energy that I've been giving away to so many people, and trying to make everybody happy around me. And you're never going to do that. I thought that if I'm a hardworking person, you know, I thought she's working hard. And then it was always like, why aren't you in school? And then if I were to go to school, people would be like, but what are you doing now? People will always give you opinions no matter what stage of life that you're in. And I learned to accept that. There was always comments on what I was doing. And I had to be like, you know what? Whose life am I living? Mine? Or somebody else's, or making me look good for somebody else? And I accepted that I want to make myself happy in this lifetime, while also when doing that, you can make the right people happy, because you're being the most true version of yourself, and the people who want the most truest version of you will find you. They will find you. So after figuring out that, yeah, I do want more than sleeping in till 2 p.m., like, my schedule was so messed up. Like, I would work late, come home, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, be exhausted the next day, and then start my shift at 5 p.m. There was no me time. I was not utilizing my time for what I wanted it to be. And then there was days where I was working, like, 12-hour shifts, and I would just run off my feet, and I just didn't feel fulfilled. So I was like, what do I want to do? And I didn't know. And I'm still trying to find that passion, that purpose. But I can say that I genuinely enjoy my day-to-day now. And those were little shifts over time. My biggest shift was going to the gym and taking care of my body. If you aren't in the right mindset, you can't go anywhere. And I've realized that I really need to take care of my health in order to show up fully as me and be present with everything that's happening around me. And there's days I am so overwhelmed with what I'm doing with my life. And so I have embarked on the journey of running my own business. It's been a year of me having no typical job. I started an interior detail business. I became a yoga teacher, and I still have dreams of traveling the world. And all of that has made me grow into this person that can do that. And so part of this 30-day challenge is becoming the next version of myself that can do more and more things. And there are so many books, so many things out there that can help you to get to where you want to go. And I'm just here telling you that you can do that. If you have that in yourself, that you want more out of your life, there 100% is more for you out there. You just have to claim it. You have to step into your power. You have to welcome that into your life. I am a huge manifester. I bring in by believing that things are possible. How I got here was I believed in myself. There were so many days where I'm like, who am I to speak? Who am I to share my story? Who am I to do any of this? All those beliefs came up, and I've been fighting them still. But I'm not going to let those beliefs stop me from continuing where I want to go. And I hope to be able to share my voice one day on stages to help people that feel lost in their life, that feel stuck, that feel confused, in any age, but mostly your 20s is, I feel like, where you don't know where you're headed, and so you just latch onto the closest thing, and you might feel like it's right in the moment, but it's really not what you wanted. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to ask yourself, what is it that you want? And so everything I do in my life now, I'm asking, is this something that I really want, or is this something that I think will look good? And that's kind of reminding yourself that the ego is our little voice in our head that's telling you things that want to keep you safe, but you don't need to listen to it. You can really bypass it. And I've done a lot of work to get here, I will say that. But there is so much to life that is out there. And there is more to life than just working. And I really started to ask myself, what were the hobbies? What are some interests? Like, if you are so lost, starting out small, go back to what you loved to do as a kid. I love to dance. I went to Zumba classes and I was like, how can I just dance and feel good about life? Because there was nothing to look forward to, which is so sad. It's sad to be in that part in your life where you're not excited to do life. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be happy and excited to experience. You have this one gift to be here. Go out and figure out what it is that makes you excited, that makes you happy. And I still practice that. I love getting a matcha and I love going for a hike. That brings life into my day. And so I add that into my day. Yes, I'm still working because I'm bringing in money to keep going, to keep building these dreams, but I still want to enjoy my day and my journey. And so part of this journey is enjoying it and helping other people enjoy their life and create a life that they love as well. And so my life is very flexible for me now that I get to work for myself, and I'm choosing how I want to spend my time, and I'm making the most out of my time. If you told me that I would get up at 6 a.m. and work out, I would have not believed you. I could not get out of bed. And now I'm up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym to go work out because I know I feel my best when I do that. And that took years to get into that habit. But I'm here and I can say that, like, that is how it has helped me to get into this new version of Chase. And I hope after this 30 days, I get to meet this new version of her who is also doing more things with life and figuring out more of what she wants. And you're always going to be changing. Everyone is given certain gifts and talents to express in the world. So, like, go out and do that thing, even if you don't know what that means, because I'm still figuring out what my gifts and talents are to give to this world. But I'm showing up as me, showing up when I don't want to, and figuring out as I go. And man, 20s can be like so confusing sometimes. And I'm here for you. That's it. So if you need a friend in your 20s and you're thinking of like pivoting your life, getting out of a situation you don't want to be in anymore, it is 100% possible. It might take some time. Like, it's been 7 years. I'd say, like, I started this at 14 when I started working, and so much has shifted and changed, and just trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be right now, and you can always change. You can always start today, and just keep showing up as you. And honestly, if you don't know who you is, you can go out and find her or him. But like, finding myself again was hard, but it was a lot of just asking and sitting with myself and really tuning into what I wanted and not creating my life for anyone else but me. So I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk, comment down below. Follow me on this journey if you want. I would love for you to subscribe. And we'll see what the next 25 days. We're already 5 days in. I only got 25 days to go. So just excited to see where this journey is gonna have me go. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Bye.